Good afternoon. This is news in English from the Syrian and Arab television in Damascus. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said no agreement has been reached on a date for the International Geneva II conference on Syria because of the opposition's non-readiness to go to the conference without preconditions. In a joint press conference with Secretary General of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, Lamberto Zanier, Lavrov said that putting preconditions for the conference contradicts the Russian-US initiative, which said otherwise. He stressed that the initiative provided for having no preconditions set in order to fully implement what was agreed on in the Geneva meeting of June last year. Lavrov added that this intransigence and these demands are being asserted by the National Coalition, which claims to be the only representative of the Syrian people, but does not represent even a majority of the opposition groups. He noted that Russia, with the intention to help, has invited representatives of the opposition to go to Moscow and hold unofficial talks to work out the possibility of having the Syrian opposition represented by all parties among its ranks to the Geneva II. Iran's Assistant Foreign Minister for Arab and African Affairs Hossein Amir Abdullahian held all the sides that support terrorism and Takfiri groups in Syria responsible for the attack on the holy places in Damascus countryside. In a statement, Abdullahian demanded the United Nations and other international bodies to take the necessary measures to prevent the continued encroachment against the holy places and religious centers into Syria. Takfiri terrorist groups are continuing their encroachment against holy places, including the mosques, churches, and various religious shrines that represent the religious diversity in Syria. Units of the Syrian armed forces uncovered a 150 meters long tunnel stretching from Sbeineh al-Kubra town to the highway leading to Ghazal town. A police station of the so-called Sharia Law Commission was also found in the area, in addition to a field court and rooms for torturing the terrorist abductees. The army units also disclosed a workshop containing equipment and tools for making mortars, explosive devices and bombs, and a field hospital including 11 boxes of medicine, beds and teachers with the logo of the Qatari campaign for Syria's relief written on it. In addition to mottos of Jabhat al-Nusra, Liwa al-Islam and Liwa Huzaifa ibn al-Yaman. Syrian army units targeted and destroyed terrorist gatherings in al-Hamidiyya neighborhood in Deir ez-Zor city and al-Moriya in Deir ez-Zor countryside and killed and injured scores of terrorists, destroying their weapons and equipment. A source in the city said that terrorists Saleh Hamoud al-Samir and Ibrahim Hussein al-Abbas were identified among the dead. In Aleppo, the Syrian Arab Army restored security and stability to the factories extending from Shihan to Al-Layramoun area. With this, we end our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now to the latest in business and market news with Nariman, but after a short break.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Minister of Education Hazwan Louaz affirmed Syria's commitment to continue the development cooperation with the UNESCO in all fields despite the current challenges. In a speech delivered at the 37th meeting of the UNESCO General Conference held in its headquarters in Paris, Louaz said that issues of social development are a constant concern and that Syria continues to work to improve the human, social and educational sectors in it, despite the current crisis. He affirmed that Syria is committed into participating actively in drawing the UNESCO's future, voicing Syria's support for the efforts of the structural reform in the organization. Al-Waz underlined Syria's achievements in administrative reform, human resources policies, gender equality, providing quality education and other relevant fields, asserting that Syria will continue to support the UNESCO's efforts to confront sustainable development challenges. The minister appealed to the member countries to help enforce UNESCO's agreements on protecting world cultural and natural heritage, including non-material heritage, and combating the illegal trafficking of cultural and historic properties. Ministry of Agriculture announced that apple farming ranked 4th in Syria, as the total production reached approximately 186,000 tons. On the other hand, apple farming in Damascus countryside reached about 30% of the total production in the country, followed by Homs Governorate with 20%, then Sweida Governorate with 15%. The affiliated companies of the General Establishment of Sugar have produced more than 10,000 tons of sugar during this year, as the total production reached about 900 million Syrian pounds. The Director General of the establishment suggested signing long-term agreements with the producing countries of raw sugar, like Brazil and Cuba. The Director General of the poultry establishment said that the establishment takes necessary procedures to implement the production plan for the next season. The plan includes producing more than 215 million eggs, as well as breeding 1.5 million of chickens. The director also highlighted that the establishment completed the procedures of importing about 47,000 of chickens breeders. The General Commission for Scientific Agricultural Research studies various kinds of plants in order to collect and classify them, as the Commission had recorded 3,150 kinds. The director of the Commission said that different kinds of medical plants were collected, classified and documented in order to gather samples and study them later, where the Commission established a genetic compound to follow up the study and complete the work. U.S. stocks rose for the week, giving the Standard & Poor's 500 index the longest winning streak since February, as signs of a stronger economy overshadowed concern that the Federal Reserve will scale back stimulus. European stocks posted a 5th week of gains, the longest winning streak this year, as the European Central Bank unexpectedly lowered its key interest rate. The Jewelers Assembly set the price of the 21 karat gold at 5,600 Syrian pounds, while the Rashadi golden coin was set at 41,800 Syrian pounds, and the English coin was set at 46,300 Syrian pounds. The dollar climbed to an almost 2-month high after a Labor Department report showed that the economy added more jobs than forecasted last month, boosting bets that the Federal Reserve will reduce its stimulus. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This was our economic news for today. Goodbye.